Today, I'm going to be ranking Real Madrid players best to worst so far this season. And we have a lot of them that did great this season so far. The season's not over yet. So if you guys are Madridistas, if you guys are excited for this, man, drop a like in the video, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are not subscribed, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it because we have a lot of players to get through. I'm going to be ranking every player from 1 to 10. First and foremost, we have Courtois. Of course, we already know. I mean, there's not much to say about Courtois. There has been no game time from him at all, man. This guy has not played any minutes. I mean, it's just unfortunate. So I honestly can't give him a ranking. I think we'll put an A for this one because I really, there's not much we can say about Courtois. Lunin, here we go, man. It was tough. It was tough because it was between Lunin and Kepa at the beginning of the season. Who was going to start? And there was a point where Ancelotti was actually picking Kepa over Lunin. It seems kind of crazy right now because Lunin has been so good for us, especially against Manchester City. Lunin was insane. So I think Lunin's season so far, it's tough, man. 28 games played, 25 goals conceded, 86 saves, which is pretty good. Honestly, I think for Lunin this season, considering the fact that he had Kepa on the bench and he pretty much had to fight for his spot, so it wasn't easy for Lunin. I'm gonna give him a solid 8 for this season so far, man. I mean, we still got a few more games to go. We still got the Champions League, so a lot can change. Now, Kepa, there's not much to say about Kepa. He came in as not really even a replacement for Courtois. We just really needed a goalkeeper because Courtois got injured. It's already been said he's not gonna stay. He's gonna leave after the season. So Kepa, I mean, just because he got benched by Lunin, I'm gonna say a 4 out of 10 for Kepa. All right, next we have Dani Carvajal, man. Dani Carvajal, what a season this guy is having. What a season he is having. I mean, at last year, Dani Carvajal's season was not the best. We all kind of know this. It was not the best at all. For him to go from that to this season, absolutely insane. He has played so many minutes. Not even the stats can reflect how good this guy has been for us. He has been there defensively. He has been there attacking wise. Just a leader on the pitch. And honestly, it's insane what he has done for us this season. I think he still has a lot left to give us. So I think Carvajal this season gets at least an 8. I think an 8 is solid for Carvajal. Eder Militao, another player that unfortunately at the beginning of the season had an ACL injury. Now, luckily or surprisingly, Militao is back. Militao is back in the squad. Now, he hasn't really gotten like consistent game time or very important match time. Played a little bit here. I think he played a little bit against Man City. I remember played against Barcelona as well a little bit. Hasn't made that much of an impact so far this season. He just came back, so we can't really grade him too harshly. Honestly, the fact that he came back from an ACL injury so early, we got to give him some merit for that. So I'm going to give him a solid 6 for Militao. Hopefully next season, him and Rudiger are going to cook for sure. Man, as I'm doing these ratings, I'm realizing we've had a lot of injuries, man. Another injured player, Alaba, which he did start the season normally with us, but 17 games in around there, he ends up picking up ACL injury as well, man. It's insane. It really is insane, man. Alaba, again, we really can't, because at the point where he got injured, he wasn't even in the important, very important games. So I'm just gonna straight out just kind of grade him. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. Hopefully next season, if he's still with us, hopefully he gives us a good season. I still think he has some good potential in him to give us a good season. All right, next is Nacho Fernandez, man. Nacho is he's an interesting player actually, because now that I'm thinking about it, Nacho's always been that player that you can count on, the player you can rely on, the player that can play on the left side, on the right side. He is center back, even in the midfield. Sometimes you might as well put him in the goalkeeper spot. He has been a player that has been very crucial for us. As you can see, he's played 36 games as well. Started off pretty well for us, and then he had a dip. He had a very, very serious dip in form. Now, recently, though, he played against Holland, and surprisingly, I was surprised. He absolutely locked him up. He locked Holland up, and him and Rudiger, man, did an amazing job in the second leg. So, because he's not having the best season so far, I think he's more middle. He's somewhere in the middle. So I'm gonna give him a 6. Funny enough, that's his number as well. So Nacho gets a 6 for this season. I think he still could have given us more, but there's still a few games left for La Liga, so we'll see. Lucas Vazquez, man. Lucas Vazquez, what a player he is. Now, I think is very underrated. I feel like a lot of people don't rate Lucas because he's not like a flashy. He's been very crucial for us. He recently played every single game that Lucas has played. He's done it pretty well. He did amazing against Barcelona. I mean, people are calling him Cafuca, so that's how good he did. The play he did on Koundé absolutely demolished Koundé, and then Kubarsi ends up falling. I mean, Lucas had an amazing game against Barcelona. He had a good season. He's having a pretty good season. I'm gonna give him a 6 because it looks like he has 2 goals and 4 assists, which is not bad at all for a player that doesn't get that much game time. Fran Garcia up next, man. Fran Garcia. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. This is the first player that I'm gonna say I'm actually a little disappointed in his performances, because he came in playing at Rayo last season. He did very good. He was man of the match, player of the month, back to back. I mean, he was doing great at Rayo last season. But now, I mean, Real Madrid brought him in thinking that he was gonna be that one player. I mean, him and Vinny were gonna be linking up. It was gonna be insane, and we have seen zero bit of that. I mean, it almost seems like when he gets the ball, he's like a chicken without a head. He doesn't know what to do with it. He just kind of gets lost. I mean, for a player that had put so many good crosses in, I have not seen him put a good cross in such a long time, especially when he plays, man. It's just, I mean, it's honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed with Fran Garcia, which is, I think he's gonna get sold or loaned out next season. Sadly, I think that's gonna happen. I don't think Real Madrid should keep him. He's had minutes. He's had 1,300 minutes, 27 games played. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, it could just be me, but I think Fran Garcia will be my first under 5 rating. I think he's gonna get a 4, and that's only because he has gotten 3 assists. But other than that, man, pretty dry from Fran Garcia so far. Antonio Rudiger, man, what a guy. What a guy. What do we even say about Antonio Rudiger other than perfection? Maybe he's pretty much been a boss every single time he plays on the field. I honestly don't remember the time that he has gotten beaten badly by anybody. What do we say about Antonio Rudiger? I think you could probably put him up there in the conversation with being one of the best defenders in the world right now, just because of his performances, because he locks up Haaland easily. Now, the second game against Man City, it was a little easier to lock Haaland up because it was a close defensive game, but the first game, it was more back-to-back, and even then, Rudiger had Haaland in his pocket. I think Rudiger first one to get a honestly, I'm gonna give him a 10. I'm gonna give Rudiger the first 10 because he's a perfect example of a player that has just been consistent and has been doing amazing. And there's a few other 10s in this team. Trust me, there's a few other 10s. I'm pretty sure you guys might know who's gonna get it, but we'll see. We'll talk about that when we get there. Rudiger gets the first 10. Ferland Mendy, man. This guy, honestly, I have been very, very happy with his performances. He is a player that we were pretty much ready to sell, man. We were ready to sell. I mean, some people might still be ready for the sales considering that we're bringing in Alphonso Davies, but I think it would be a mistake to sell Mendy because Mendy gives us something that no other left back, maybe even in the world, gives you right now. Is the defensive capabilities of Mendy is insane. Yes, he might not attack well. Yes, he might have 2 left foots. Yes, he might not be the best on the ball, but what you cannot beat him on at all is defending, man. This guy's defending is absolutely insane. Has not gotten dribbled by in the game against Manchester City. He did not get dribbled by once by Bernardo Silva, and Bernardo Silva last year did Camavinga absolutely dirty. This year, Mendy absolutely locked Bernardo Silva up. I mean, he's just been consistent. I think the fact that he has not gotten injuries throughout the season as badly as he did last 2 seasons has definitely been a big part of his great season. So I think Mendy, I'm gonna give him a solid 7 for this season so far. I think Mendy has been doing great for Real Madrid, and I hope that Ancelotti and Florentino Perez do not sell him. I mean, having Mendy as a defensive player and then having Alphonso Davies in the next season in the attack is just gonna be next level. I'm gonna give Mendy a number 8 out of 10. Jude Bellingham, man. Whew. All right, what a player, man. What a player. I mean, his start to Real Madrid is unfathomable. Like, this guy came in not even running. This guy came in flying, should we say. Literally scored on every single match game. I think until like the 13th, 14th game, he kept going. Assists has been good. Goals, he's 21 right now. I mean, for a midfielder, a player that's not even supposed to score goals. How do you even say that, man? 21 goals, 8 assists. Insane. I mean, the player that he is as well, the leadership that he brings to the team at 20 years old as well. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. Now, Bellingham at the beginning, of course, we already said it. He had a flying start, but recently he has had sort of not even much of a dip. Yes, he had a goal drought. He's not scoring as many goals, and a lot of people who know football know that, but this is Bellingham for the most part. He's not supposed to be scoring goals like that. It's just unnormal. It was not normal. But now he's kind of, started to roll with the punches. It could be a lot of the La Liga refs. I think the La Liga refs have been targeting Bellingham a little bit more, and the defenders have been targeting him a little bit more as well. Did have a good Clásico game. Did have decent performance against Man City in the second second leg. I think there's so much more left for us to see from Bellingham. So that's why I'm going to give him a 9, because he's been a pretty crucial player for us, but you know, he's been a little steady right now. I want to see a little bit more from him. I'm going to speed these up a little bit because we have a lot of players to get through, man. We're barely through our 8th one. Toni Kroos, I mean, there's not much to say, man. Toni Kroos is insane at, I forgot his age. I think he's either 36, 35, somewhere in there. But I mean, this guy, performance after performance, it's honestly rare that he has a bad game. But I mean, it's normal. But even he's been doing so good that the German national team has said, "I want you back in the team," after so long, and he did go back because he's doing that good. He's gonna play in the Euros. He's already said that he's ready to go for Madrid for another season. I mean, he's that good, man. He's that good. So I think Toni Kroos for this season, just like his number, I'm gonna give him a number 8 out of 10 for the season. All right, Luka Modric, another player that has spokenly said already that he wants to continue for another year next year, which is insane. And I'm happy because if Mbappe comes, I think it's important for there to be leadership like this in Madrid. I don't want Mbappe to come in and thinking that he can just take over. No, he has elders that he has to respect, he has to listen to. So I mean, this could be why he's staying too. But nevertheless, man, Luka Modric it hasn't been his season. It hasn't been the best season. He's been playing more off the bench. He started a few games here and there. Recently he started a little bit more games, but honestly, it's just been like an average season for Luka Modric. Now that I'm thinking about it as well, I just thought about this. If he's staying for another season, then what number is Mbappe gonna get? Is he gonna get the 9 or the 10? I doubt he's getting the 10 if Luka Modric is staying, right? I think he's gonna get the 9. I just thought about this. That's crazy. But I think Luka Modric, again, not the best season for him, not the most consistent season. I'm gonna give him a 6 for the season. Next, we have Camavinga, Eduardo Camavinga. Here we go, man. I think Camavinga deserves to be up there. Camavinga has definitely had good performances. He even despite having to play in different positions, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy gets asked to play as a striker, as a goalkeeper. I mean, literally, you got to be careful, man, because this guy can play literally anywhere, and he does it very, very well. He's such a talent at such a young age as well. I mean, this guy's talent on the ball is insane. I'm excited to see what him, Tchouaméni, Valverde are going to be able to cook up for the next seasons to come. I'm gonna give Camavinga a solid 7 for the season for sure. Oh man, all right, here we go, the one I have been waiting for, man. Federico Valverde, El Halcón, the future captain for Real Madrid. You heard it here first, man. He is gonna be a captain for Real Madrid. I know it. I just know it, because this guy, I honestly have no words. I really have no words, man. There is no bad game you can tell me that this guy had. If you look at his recent performances for like the past 30 games, all in the green, and that's no coincidence. This guy, I mean, he has played literally every single game for Real Madrid. He barely gets rest. He played against Man City 120 minutes. He played against Barcelona the full game. I mean, this guy gets no rest, but it seems like he doesn't even need it, because he is an engine in the field, up and down, just insane of a player, man. I honestly have no words. He is just gonna get my next 10 out of 10 for the squad this season. He has been that good, guys. And I mean, like I said, I think he's gonna be a future captain for Real Madrid. I can say he's my favorite player right now for Real Madrid. Definitely Fede Valverde. All right, we got Tchouaméni here. Tchouaméni, another player that I think he's had a decent season. I think he's still trying to find himself. It doesn't help that he has been asked to play other positions that are not his because of the injuries we have with the center backs. He's had to play there as well, so he has not gotten too acclimated with his center defensive mid role. I think next season Tchouaméni is going to get a better and more game time. I think Toni Kroos and Luka Modric next season are not going to be starters. I think the starting midfield is probably going to be Tchouaméni, Fede, and Camavinga. We'll see how we line up next season, but I think Tchouaméni's next season is going to be way better than this one. This one, I'm going to give him a 6 for the season, guys. I might be going harsh, but I think he has so much that he can give us. Granted, his performances when he's played center back have been insane. This guy is a great player. I'm going to switch it, actually. I'm going to go 7 out of 10 for him. Dani Ceballos, man. Oof. All right. What can I say, man? What can I say? Dani Ceballos, unfortunately, I'm just going to say it. I think he's probably not going to be here at the for next season. I think he doesn't get that much game time. He's only played 503 minutes. Not like a big influential player when he comes off. It just seems like he's a little bit disconnected from the team. So I think Dani Ceballos this season is going to be ending for Real Madrid, and his next season is probably going to be somewhere else. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10 for this season because he just hasn't been there, guys. He hasn't been there. He comes in, but he doesn't really change the game. It's, it's a little stale from Dani Ceballos. All right, Arda Güler, another one that hurts, man, and this one just hurts. Eriksen. Can't really do much. I can't rate Arda Güler because we just have not seen anything from him, man. The very few minutes that we were able to see in the Club World Cup that he played, we saw little bits of magic here and there, man, but he's only played 7 games. I'm pretty sure 5 of those 7 are off the bench. There's not much I can say, unfortunately, man. I wish I could say that Arda Güler has been so good for us, and I wish I could have seen him play more, but he just hasn't been given that chance by Ancelotti. I am not sure why. Hopefully these last few games of the season he gets more, but I'm not gonna give him a rating, honestly. I don't think it's fair to give him anything. I'm gonna give him an NA for Arda Güler. All right, we're getting into the final ones, man. Joselu for the season. Honestly, for Joselu, I'm not gonna hate on him. He came here to the club for the most part to kind of be a backup striker. I mean, he's not gonna replace Benzema. For the minutes that he's gotten, honestly, I think he's done pretty well. 14 goals, 1 assist. Yeah, I think he's missed a lot of chances, but he has been there throughout the season, so I'm not gonna knock his rating too down, but I am gonna also criticize him because he has missed a few sitters, man. So I think Joselu for the season, so far at least, I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10 for the season. All right, Brahim Diaz, man. Brahim Diaz, another player that honestly I have been very happy with. I am very happy with his performances so far with us this season. The times that he has come off the bench, he has been a game changer. In the game versus Barcelona, he came off the bench, he did a great run, made the pass that Lucas Vazquez, or I forgot which player, put it into the box. That's where Jude Bellingham got the winner. And not just that, he has done so many great goals, so many great plays. I think if Brahim would get more minutes, he would be insane this season. He would be insane. So this season, I'm gonna give him a solid 8, man. Brahim Diaz, I think he deserves a solid 8. All right, Rodrigo, man, one of our top strikers right now in the team. Honestly, Rodrigo has been pretty good, man. Pretty good, pretty solid. He has a few dips and highs and lows and highs. Maybe the only bad thing I could say about him is that he's not 100% consistent. His finishing definitely can improve a lot more, man. I feel like Rodrigo does miss a lot of sitters. So that's probably one thing I would say Rodrigo should be improving on, hopefully next season. Also keep in mind that he's not playing in his preferred position. He's playing in the different position throughout the season. Nevertheless, man, Rodrigo has been pretty good for the most part. I'm gonna give him a solid 8 because there is some areas I think he should be improving in. And last but not least, we have Vinicius Jr., man, our star man for this season. I mean, what do I say, man? Good so far. Solid performances from Vinny. 19 goals, 7 assists through the season, and you can tell the difference this guy makes when he plays, when he doesn't play. There's good and bads for Vinny Jr. Of course, there is the finishing. He definitely has improved, but there is some chances I think he should not be missing, especially those chances in the game versus Barcelona. He had literally 2 goals he could have scored just himself. I think if he can finish that finishing a little bit better, if he can get it a little bit better, Vinny is going to be one of the most dangerous wingers in the world. Again, there's other things that also I wish he could just tone it down, is the attitude, fighting with the refs, fighting with the crowd, all that. I feel like that kind of kills his game a little bit, because without any of that, I think Vinny could be one of the best, if not could be the best right now, if he would just focus on the game, which I'm sure it's easier said than done. But can't deny that Vinny is a dangerous player. He's there. He makes everyone scared when he is facing the opposition. Vinny, I'm gonna give him a solid 9 out of 10, part of pretty much every important game that we've played this season. So Vinny Jr. is gonna get a 9, and that is gonna be the ratings, man. That's gonna be the full ratings for this Real Madrid squad. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know who should, in your eyes, get what rating, or where I missed. Maybe let me know. Maybe we could make a should we sell or should we keep video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys made it to the end, drop a la Madrid in the comments, man. Appreciate you guys for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.